Hello everybody, it is Ebontis, and this is going to be my guide for Encore Overture. This is the exotic mission with Echoes episode, and it launched today, August 27th for Act 3. Now, a couple things to know. Currently, it seems like the secret chests to be able to get the catalyst, at least as of today, currently seem to be bugged. For whatever reason, once you beat the mission, and then you go talk to Banshee, and you check your quest, it tells you, open the first secret chest, and then beat the mission on Expert, and then you're good. My advice on these typically, and probably what I'm going to wait to do for a video, is what you can usually do is if you wait 3 weeks to have all of these steps available, you can pick them all up, pick up all the chests in one run, beat it the one time on Expert, and check the box on all three, and then you can go get all of the catalysts at the same time. So right now, 1, because it's bugged, and 2, because it's easier just to do it all together in one setting. I will probably do a separate video about 2 weeks from now when everything's available, and that way you guys can come back and get all of your catalysts unlocked at the same time, and then you'll just be done in one run. Much more time, practical if you're doing that. Now, for the mission itself, we've got a Strand and Solar Surge and a Void Threat. Now, the way my stats are set up, I just don't really want to mess with my stats, so I'm just going triple Void. There's a Tormentor. It's going to hurt just a little bit at certain points, but the boss's splash damage is also Void. So avoiding those two main specific points were the only time I really kind of felt threatened. So I'm just going Void. My other advice would be switch one of those out for like Concussive and you'd probably be fine. And I think that would actually work for both of those. Other than that, it really isn't too bad with my build. As I said, Solar, Red Death kept me alive plenty if you've got the Catalyst, which I'm working on now that we're in Act 3. But I'm just a little late to this game. But yeah, if you got the Catalyst, that's probably going to help you a little bit as well. Strand Machine Gun, just because it is a Strand Surge. If you've got a Strand Rocket Launcher, for example, that may work well for you. Kind of up to you, but I'm kind of enjoying the Machine Gun for... There's a decent amount of time where you have to stand on a plate long enough and then ad clear. And as a solo player, Machine Gun's kind of the way to go because it's a lot of little ads. So this was just a very efficient way. For boss damage, I am running Supremacy, crafted this thing. Whatever sniper rifle you want to use that's going to be efficient for damage, whether it's kinetic, whether it's strand, if you've got one of those, if there is even a strand sniper rifle, I'm like racking my brain. But the main reason I'm using sniper rifle heavily for DPS is, the sniper rifle mods that we had here from the previous Act 2 stuff. So if you come to this later on and your artifact looks very different, that is why I'm using these. So just plan your loadout accordingly. And hopefully that will help. But again, damage resistance, make sure you have the proper surge for your heavy weapon to take advantage of that. Make sure you have proper loaders, so you're getting like faster reload time for your weapons that you're using. And then make sure you're getting orbs for any other part of your build. I know that's kind of a basic overview of what to know to go in, but this is going to be a long mission, so I don't want to cover too much. Void Threat in a couple of places, but let's see if we can jump in and knock this one out. Here we go. Okay, so when you begin, this opening area feels like there's going to be a secret chest, like if you go down over the edge in a waterfall and stuff like that, but don't go wandering around down there. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to run all the way up that and then jump in the big orb that's down there. So you just kind of need to clear a path to get over there. You don't have to kill all that much stuff, just enough to get you over there. On the higher difficulty, that guy's a barrier champion, so just have a heads up. There's also a Cabal ship over your head, so be fearful of that one. Now, I will also tell you early on, I had the boss room bug on me, and I currently believe that it is not just me. So I have seen the boss has soft locked on people, and I'll kind of explain what happened. But I will also tell you, be weary of trying to run this thing right now in case you are trying to run it solo, struggling with it, and don't want to have it soft lock. Wait until Bungie says it's fixed. I still want this guide out there for all of you that are going to try, but it's one of those things I just want to make sure everybody is aware of, that the boss has some issues right now, and I'll kind of explain what happened. So once you get up here, we're going to jump into the, now you can call this whatever you want. I'll leave the jokes to the comments. But as we slide in here, now we're kind of in where we need to get to. So for some people, it takes a little while just to run up there and find that as an area. I did that on pure accident. And then as we run through here, you got to watch your timing on this one. So this thing will push out, but you do have a little bit of a spot to land. So what I'll try and do is I jump across. I'll kind of get myself wedged under here. And then I'll kind of try and land on this little corner. And especially if it comes out, you're able to kind of time it about right. It's a quick wall, so don't hang there too long. This one, just hug this edge. It's all you can really do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down, and it's down here. So once you kind of get to an angle where you can kind of turn your view, catch your fall, then you should be in pretty good shape. And then from here, I don't know if there's going to be much momentum to get over there, but I did make this jump with a bit of a stretch, so watch your mobility. But 1 and 2, and I was basically able to clamber the edge right there. So you're having some struggles. I don't know if you need to keep a little momentum jumping down there, but just watch that. As for the lifts, that might be a point where there's like a secret chest down there, but I still have questions if that would be a thing. Maybe it is. But this is the lift you're waiting on. I don't know if you would want to even mess with that middle section. Most likely no. And then up here, we'll proceed around the corner. Same thing here. Just wait on your lifts. I love the architecture in here. Vex architecture always looks really cool. I know everybody says like Vex doesn't have the greatest like villains, of which, you know, there's not a big baddie per se, so it's kind of hard to get too excited sometimes about it. Again, we're waiting on our lifts. Try not to get your head squished. Jump on up here. That's where some secret chests are going to be in some fun spots later. But again, wait for a little while and I'll find those secret chests for you guys. There's the lift. Watch the little things that want to kind of pop you off the ledges. Those things can get a little bit annoying. Once you pop up here, should be in good shape to go forward. Alright. So crouch there. See, there was no momentum. Normally if it's like a slide thing like here, like that's a slide. But the other ones like didn't really have much of a slide. So the momentum's a little weird. Now this one, you can technically make this jump. And I can tell you, I spent more time in this room than I'm probably proud to say, but it happens. So if you do this without looking at a guide and you got lost for a while, you're not alone. So what you're looking to do is go up there, but not all the way to the top. So you're looking to catch this lift on its way up. So here's the first floor. And I feel like there may be a secret chest in here later on, but for now, we're not going to worry about it. When you get into the red room, get in here, you can drop down. And then you should be able to drop down one more time into here. What you don't want to do is actually go take that lift all the way up to the top. You want to turn, so when you drop down here to the right, into this purple room. So if you don't see the purple and you're about to take a lift what looks like all the way up to the top, look for the purple, you've missed it. Drop into the purple section here, and you'll actually see, like, I think, there you go. So Maya Sunderesh, she's going to have some communication to us now. You can search around, and again, there's going to be some secret chests that are probably off that direction to the left. However, the secret chests are going to work. But she's going to give you a little text and explanation. We're also going to have our first enemies in here, so you're going to have some Cabal hanging out. So you got some Shadow Cabal. And this is going to be an introduction to the mechanics. It's these connection and Vex modules, but we'll get back to that one because we're going to do a full complete circle to be able to complete that one.
The echo grants that strength of will.
So we're just working our way through, trying to clear some of these ads out.
And we've stopped Scion incursions into the Nessus Vex collective before.
Watch the snipers in the back. They definitely want to plink you from far away. Yeah, if you're using something like Red Death, my advice is probably turn the barrier option on. It's just going to make your life a little easier for any of those shields. Like, I have my sniper rifle that works as barrier, but when your pulse rifle's working that way too, it's probably almost a little better. So if you ever need to do anything like that, you can just turn one off. I don't even care about overload right now, so I can turn on. Why won't it let me switch? Okay, yeah, anti-barrier pulse. So if I turn off, say, overload auto rifle, for example. There you go. Yeah, if you're running a pulse, but yeah, having your primary be anti-barrier is going to be a good idea. So again, all these little side sections, I feel like they're going to be the nooks and crannies where the chests are going to be, but we're not so much going to get into that. So this is an introduction to your mechanics, but there are going to be some enemies around, so you may as well just kill them now, make your life a little easier. So just kind of get a few vantage points, kill everything down below. This is why I enjoy my sniper rifle, because, well, when you can hit your shots, things do die quickly. Alright, we've got a few more over here. Sniper down here. And there will be some enemies that spawn. I'm just clearing out the first set of them. Okay. So the way this is going to work, when you've got the beam above any section, this is going to be a Vex module that is in its little orb here. So when you pick it up, you'll actually carry the Vex module connection with you. So what's going to happen is when you first start, you're going to install the Vex module here. And connections are typically going to be the ones they build platforms. So as you can see, we built this platform, and then you can come out here and you can sometimes have something to interact with like this. So we've accessed this node and we've kind of unlocked that mark. So now that we're done with this original platform, we're going to take our connection back with us, and we're going to come over here to interact with this one. So this is a lot of the mechanic of what you're going to be doing, is moving some of these nodes around so you have different connections for different things. And you'll notice this connection dropped this barrier, and then I've got this one that I can interact with. So now I've got 2 of our little orbs done, so 2 for 2 over there. And for your third one, so you'll want to pick this up. Wait for the floor to disappear. Probably got an enemy somewhere around down there. And from here, what you need to do, go across and around, and this will make a connection, but this will also drop that first wall. So now that this wall should drop, you're going to have a new type of node in here, and it's not one that really gets used a lot. Seeing some more Vex in here as opposed to the other. This one's Partition Module Bearer, and there may be more of this on the higher difficulty version. That will be a test for later. So you can see now I can pick up the Vex Module Partition, which does exactly what you would imagine. I can find the right place to deposit here on the side. You can see now that partition should come down. So this wall came down here. And now we've swapped sides. And now when we establish the connection, we'll also drop the wall. Just watch your jumps, make sure there's a floor where you're going. And that's advice for the whole mission. So that one is now done. We're 3 of 3. So now we can take our connection module with us and work our way back up to the top. Nothing really too crazy. This is truly just a mechanics introduction in the mission, showing you what you're going to be doing. It's a little bigger in the boss fight, but even the boss fight isn't too much of a rush. So work your way on up, and then we'll get back to the top. If I don't flub my jumps. And I've got the connection the whole time with me as you're moving around, so it's nice that it's just like on you as a buff. And then once again, we're going to come back to the middle point, but this time the back wall should disappear. And we're good to proceed forward. So that's your basics. The partition kind of just changed a wall that was open. Connection is going to be one you're going to be using a lot. And then in the final area, we'll get to something called access, which will give you access to portals. So pretty straightforward. And these sections are mostly, you'll see in the top left-hand corner where you're getting a little bit of dialogue from Maya Sunderesh. And she's talking to you up there. Do you want to destroy your collective? Are you coming for me, trying to destroy me? She's got some stuff to say to you. You can only carry one of these at the time. So if a partition is on you, you can't carry a different one. Now, when you get down this hallway and you see this one, when you pick it up, run the whole way. Don't stop for anything. It's nice to have Red Death to give you a couple moments to like survive, because it is nothing but running. So this one's kind of rough. If you're with a group, I don't know if you can send one person down here, but here we go. Grab it and go. Because there is a red wall of doom that chases you, and it is a one-off, and it is just not so great. So you got everything from like Hydras sitting there, plenty of guys. So again, like hip firing. And again, just use your corners and like geometry. Watch the guy up above. Just trying to stay out of the line of sight of the big shots. That's your best way to kind of get through here. A lot of stuff really wants to kill you. That was a big old whiff, wasn't it? Yeah, I got that one off. And the red wall will come up and it will stop right there. So when the red wall's back, now I have a connection module, and we're going to be able to go all the way back where we were. So this is where we entered from. Now, oh, I'm forgetting something. Hold on. I guess if you deposit it back in here, I'm trying to remember how this works. Yep. So if we deposit it that back in here, then we can go forward. So a lot of this is going to be like one big loop. Oh, I got to do one more thing. My apologies. So you got to deposit one so this platform appears, but you still need to bring one of these with you. So however you arrange these things, it's not that big of a deal however you do it. But the thing to know is you don't need to go that direction anymore, so you need to bring this one with you. I was like, I knew I was forgetting something because I knew I had to bring it with me. So this one will let you go back. And now that that area is done, we don't need to go that way. So no more connection needed back that way. So that area, we're done, not going back. But we have our connection module with us when we are running this way. Quite important. So when you come back here, the original connection like dish that was sitting around there, we're going to deposit into that. Make sure we survive as we come through here. Nothing too crazy or difficult. The bigger guys, this is why a machine gun really works. Because the bigger guys will come up every so often, and it's just nice to not have to worry about them. I think there's a sniper up there. Yeah, there is. There we go. All right, so this will now activate this module, and you can see that barrier over there will disappear, and we can go forward. So now we're going to be pursuing the Shadow Legion.
Sunderesh is creating pluralities within the Vex mind.
And Osiris will give you a little bit of lore as we go through here.
Individuality within her
Now,
collective.
there's definitely going to be some secret ways to get around this place, I have no doubt, but the way I got through here personally was this way.
Maya has turned a collective
So this will allow
into a
you to...
community.
It makes them unpredictable.
I actually made this jump, but this is where I feel like we're going to get to alternate routes and other things that'll be moving around because I feel like there's going to be a secret chest here. So just remember this area. But you actually can make this jump again. Just make sure you really stretch out those jumps. And just these areas, what I typically did before, just go vertical so nothing kind of boops you off the edge there. Hit your cannon. This will land you up here, and we're just kind of ascend this area. And this is where I feel like as you jump around and ascend, looking back for like areas that we're going to be able to jump to from different angles, probably going to be a thing. Like this one down here, I feel like is one that you'll almost like jump down to. Be careful with that jump first time if you're not running forward. I almost bounced off the wall. But see, I feel like we'll be able to jump down there. And that's going to be probably like secret chest area. So there's a few places I could see them. Just haven't got there yet. You've got a lift over here that's going to take you, well, out of that section. And up here. Alright, before you go any farther, now's a good time to check your reloads. Kind of check everything before you go forward, so let me do that real fast. Alright, so once you feel like everything is reloaded and ready, there is going to be your first part of a Tormentor or a Subjugator fight up here. So if you let things kind of go at it for a little while, you can kind of let some of the Cabal and stuff kind of fight each other out. And I know you might not think being down this tunnel is probably a really good idea, but I have no idea. Oh, I just killed enough Vex, actually. So I needed Vex rapid kills for NES 007. That one's not too bad, just more of a tedious one. I feel like there's 2 snipers in here as well, so check both sides. There we go. Alright, so now we've got some enemies that are going to be spawning in, so just be careful. So this is an independent variable. These guys, you're going to be finding them all over the boss room as well. And they, I think he's stuck in the ground for whatever reason. They teleport a lot, which is fun. Yeah, they're going to be all over the place. Alright, so when he's down, he's actually going to drop one of your connection type nodes. Now this one dropped a partition, which we saw up top. I feel like these look like they're chest related. There's some options. Now here we've got partition, which we're just going to basically lower the wall. And you'll see all those icons because I have my ghost on for Wombo Detector. That's why you're seeing all these ghosts around. Now, originally these ones that I saw that you could pick up and extract samples, you can run around and pick those up. There's also a hammer here you can get started. And then once you get up to Act 3 and you finish the story, you can start picking up these other ones. Because previously, like some of these ones, these Emerald and Violet stuff, I wasn't able to pick them all up. So now you're able to pick up a bunch of these. And then it's not a bad thing to be able to get these throughout a run, because if you're looking for weapon drops or weapon rolls or red borders or anything like that, you'll get a decent amount of these. So smash the hammer. If you come in here, you'll get extra. And if you do a little bit of jumping around, you'll find plenty in here. If you don't care about this, you could truly just run on by. But, I mean, you're going to get a decent amount of samples, so if you go want to deposit these when you're done, you're going to get, like, quite a few weapon drops from them. So don't sleep on those as a way to get some rolls, and we'll go up. Would be good if I hit my shot. Do love that buff. Alright, so you got a few ads spawning in here. This is the final one. This is the access module. And this little demonstration set here is kind of a bit of a tease of how this is all going to work. So we need an access module to get in here. So you're like, okay, where do I get one? Well, over here, there's one sitting in this little room that you'll pick up. And the access modules will turn on a portal. So that way it basically makes a portal connection active. So as you can see, this portal is now going to take me out there. And I'm going to go try and get a little bit more. Now I'll tell you, watch for the hydras, they hurt. That's also why barrier does wonders in here. If you get that option, use it. Looks like I've got a straggler over here. And to make your life easy, just clear out all the ads. Okay, so now our pickup options are, you've got this access modules on the ground. So you can put it in here, or you can put it over there. Now, you've also got connection, which is something you're like, okay, where do I need the connection? If you go forward, what you're going to see is, I have nothing that, like, I can put this in here, but I need another access module. So what you can do is if you come back through here and you activate this one, you're going to open yourself basically a back door to come back through here. So now that this one's active, I don't need to go through this portal anymore, so I can take this access away, take it with me because this one's just going to stay open. And now when I take it into the other room, I can kind of have it open the portal that I need it to. And Red Death really just made this like kind of a cakewalk because I'm always healing the whole time. And snipers right now, they just cook. Alright, so now we're going to have our access module come in here. And now that we have this access module, we don't need this one open, so I was like, I knew I needed one more. So now that we're on this side, we don't need to go back to that back room anymore. So grab your access and bring that with you so you can cross over the bridge. So it's a little bit of like a logic puzzle to kind of move and progress forward to say, all right, I need this one activated and this one. It's like I'm sure an electrician is having fun with how these like wires all connect per se, things like that. Now that that portal's open, before you go through, there is a point where you're going to start to see some big fights. So when you get ready for another area, it's a good time to check your ammo. Yep. So this is going to be another access point. Slow your fall. Now's a good time for your rally banner. If you need to stock up on anything, I'm pretty good there. So that one's blocked. We got our Subjugator. Now this is going to be a phased fight. So just be aware for one, if I could hit my shots, that'd be fantastic. But just use your cover for starters. And this is why I was mainly telling you to get your barrier on, because any of the Cabal that have shields, you're going to want to be able to take those out a little easier than normal. Where's Subjugator fun? Yeah, so be careful of the Subjugator ice. It still hurts, just like it did in the campaign. Alright, so that'll get a chunk. Boss has some health, so you'll get some time to build some of that back up. And again, now I can run around and pick up some orbs that I'm making. Alright, so we're going to get our access. I've got my access module, and we can go ahead and deposit it over here. Not a whole lot of ways to get lost, but I would imagine if you do some searching around for some chests. There's one of these type of empty portals in the opening area, so I wonder if it's going to be related to those. I looked. So this is a good place for sniper. But also this is where the void resistance comes into play. It'd be great if I could hit my shots. Now you can fall down, it's not going to be the end of the world, but I will tell you, just be careful if you do. So what I was trying to do here, stay away from that void stuff over there. I'm going full Prismatic, trying to slow him down a little bit. Now when he goes immune, that means you're going to be able to kind of proceed in the next phase. In the final section, you're going to have to fight both together, so when you do get to that final section, that's one where I would recommend, like, if you want to wait and charge up your abilities, go ahead and do it just so you go in as powerful as possible. Like, because right now I don't have Prismatic or my super, and for the big guy alone, I'm probably going to want to make sure ammo's decent, super's decent. Now, you can technically fall down here and move around, just be careful of the laser floor. It's not really a good time to go down there. And you can take your access up here, and we'll open the next portal. So we go forward. Now we're going to face our Subjugator again, so just be aware that's what's going on in this room. Pretty sure that shield was about the most effective shield on that thing I've ever seen. Let me see if we can mow this one down a little bit here. Super time. Careful of those. Oh, it hurts. Well, it's like I try and not to waste my sniper ammo, but man, it's really effective when I can hit the shots. It's just sometimes hard to hit them. But yeah, the Subjugator's chunky. Don't think that it's just going to be like an easy knockout. Got some health, but machine gun puts some work in. Next one's going to be a Tormentor phase. Again, you're kind of trading this back and forth to then finish them both quickly together. I wish I actually had more ammo floating around. There's a little bit. Again, good time to check your reload, see how your ammo's doing. Hope you get some. Open up our portal. So again, be ready this time for... This is your temporary phase, so don't blow everything on this one, because you're going to be dealing with the Tormentor here. But if I can slow him down with, like, double pop on this, I will absolutely do it. I'll save my golden gun for kind of the final room. Try and also be mobile around the room will help you a little bit. If he comes up here and slams on me, it's gonna hurt. Gotta love how I whiffed that over the top. I need to reload, and I guess I'm just gonna use it this way. Yeah, so you just want to send him out of the room as quickly as you can. I was trying to get my reload off so I could do that. So try not to push too far into the room. You got some guys over here. They're just gonna hurt a little bit. Yeah, Tormentor's the scary one for me. Land of my Hunter still don't ever feel quite as strong. Oh, by the way, if you go into that portal, it's going to pop you right out over here. Actually, no, it pops you across the room. But then if you actually put the access in, then this portal's going to be opening. So if you need to move around the room, you can jump into that portal to move around, and just know that that's available. But if you don't have to use it or don't want to, it's not. But yeah, that portal goes up here. Just means you're going to be right next to these guys that spawn. If you can, you know, take the third off the Tormentor before you push forward, it's probably going to make your life a little easier. But don't forget ammo. I've got some drops over here, so I need to pick these up big time. Alright, final section is going to be both of them together. Looks like I've got all my abilities ready. Main priority is the Tormentor for me. The Subjugator is easier to take out from far away. Again, if you are going to use your super, just know it's one of those you want to use your super before you get suspended. Any way to heal yourself as well is a good idea. God, this hurts. So again, you can jump around, find a little bit of cover. Stuff hurts though. And again, there's not that much health left on the boss. I'm just trying not to die so I can do this one time only. Oh, I think I unicorned him actually. That's kind of beautiful. Oh, would you just die? There we go. Nice. So yeah, doing that one solo is going to be a little spicy. I don't know where checkpoints are going to be like on that one, so I apologize if they're terrible, because they very well could be. But if you do want to grab some ammo, you will get a rally flag before you get to the final stuff, so I wouldn't worry too much about this. I don't know if there's any benefit to grabbing this access module and taking it with you, but I'm going to try it for entertainment value. We'll see what happens. Probably won't really let me do it, but could be a fun test. Alright, so, module loss on gate use. Okay, yeah, there you go. No point. At least now you know. Alright, so when you get in here, gotta jump up and go through this tunnel, and then we will head to the final boss room, which is a whole explanation in and of itself. So yeah, that one feels kind of like a decent fight, but there's no major boss there. The big one is going to be a bit more substantial. But I think it's like less fighting to get there. It's more just actually getting there. So again, snipers on Hydras. Pretty effective with the barrier work that you can do. Watch for the Colossus. Cyclops, sorry, down below. Yeah, I've just used my sniper too much in here to not recommend it. Gonna have some fun, guys, here. So again, here we got more independent variables. These are the things that you need to kill, so you can get your drops for whatever it is you're trying to open, usually, whether it's access or connection. So those independent variables are the ones that are really going to get you what you need for... Come on, where are you at? Of course you're going to move on me. That's going to hurt if I'm sitting here. But of course he's not. Yeah, these guys teleport an absolute metric ton. Come here. There we go. Well, it looks like I got more of those little nodes inside. Then that's kind of like a false thing over there. I don't know if it's going to lead anywhere later, but there's nothing over there. So just come over here and tuck yourself around this corner. Not down where I'm at, because we're going to fall. Well, no flawless run this time. Not a big deal, meant to just go up. Up here and up here. Now you got another node that you can slam.
Here are the Vex establishing facilities.
Try and find your Hydras early, so they're not plinking you from too far away. You can smash your planetary things, so you can pick that stuff up while you're around. Okay, sometimes these guys just gotta go. They bring their shields back pretty quick though, so if you do dump something big into them and you don't want their shields to really waste it all, just be aware of that. Also got the fun little chickens over there. Yeah, their shields are incessantly quick. Alright, you wyvern, come on. That's the word I was looking for a while with chat. Wyvern. I don't know why, sometimes you just forget about that word. I need him to die, thank you. Just gonna start picking some of these things up as I run around. Yeah, the first time you run through, you might not be able to get anything for some of these that you pick up. Don't worry about that, you'll get access to that later. Yeah, you'll be able to do like 3/4 of the damage, then he'll teleport. Just like that. And he's gonna go play it. Now you can finish these guys too, so if you get close enough, do a finisher on him and it'll still count. But for now, just run around, grab your, oh, there's another wyvern. How wonderful. A nice way to knock his socks off a little bit. I need ammo. Hopefully I'm showing you guys why a machine gun was more beneficial to me than pretty much anything else in here. Just a lot of ads to deal with, and it seemed like the best way to do it. Red Death putting in work for keeping me alive, and there's going to be plenty of loadouts for you to do this on. Don't think mine's the only one, it's just what works for me. Get all of our samples. Getting up some ammo now. Like, if you are good on samples and you just want to speedrun this thing, you totally could, too. They are so optional, it's not funny. I do appreciate how they're really, really, really easy to pick up, like, quickly now. Like, just drive by, almost. But, if you're going to go get a couple random weapon rolls, may as well get a couple extra. Okay, so now that this room's done, just kind of head towards the back opposite wall from where you entered, kind of this glowing looking cave area, and this is where you're eventually going to proceed to. Again, I don't know if you could just run through these areas where you have these orbs, or the samples. You probably could, as long as you can make it through and survive. I would imagine though, yeah, I'm not going to cover all of Maya's text, I'll leave that to Bife. There's probably like a barrier until you kill the independent variables that you can't get through. So I'd imagine the big stuff you gotta kill, but if you don't care about the little stuff or the samples, you could probably skip that type of stuff. And again, if you're looking far away, keep an eye out for your hydras, your big stuff, or the easier kills. I swear there's one floating out in this one. There is. Need one more shot, don't I? Yeah, there's enough void in here that having the void resistance is not a bad idea at all. So in here, this feels more like a secret chest area for exploration, because I looked around this whole area and there's not much. Maybe like up there there's something, maybe around the corner. But really all you're eventually going to do is just come through the portal. And you're going to start to see these things. If you see these, you know you're kind of headed towards the boss area. They're trippy looking, kind of weird pipes out of their eyes and stuff, but it's Vex, so what are you going to do? So when you're here, this is the research facility, you need to access this Degaussed Exomind.
Test. What did we name our daughter?
What?
I don't know if there's a way to skip this, so if you got to replay it multiple times, that's definitely going to be a thing. Yeah, so I don't know if you have to listen to that every time. My second time through, or maybe on expert, you don't need to specifically. But once that's done, you could probably just run forward. Alright, so this is going to be your boss room. Alright, so this is going to be a weird edit, but I'm going to put this in before the boss fight starts, because when I actually show you the boss fight, I want it to actually be a complete run. So, when you get later on in the boss fight, and you can see the health bars down in the bottom middle, when you get halfway through, what's going to happen is 2 of the like variable minotaurs are going to spawn at the same time on whatever platform you're on, whether it be the left side or the right side. when those two spawn, for one, you might need super and everything else you need to kill them because they're not going to be easy, but use your mobility and move around. Biggest thing about killing those two, they're going to give you these little access modules. These are what's going to allow you to open these portals, because once the walls are up, you can't touch the walls, they will kill you. If you get near them, you're shocked, but if you touch the wall, you're dead. But these access modules, there will be two, and like when I've had them on the other side, I use one to open the portal, and then I pick up the other one, walk through the portal, come over here, pick this one up, so then I still have access to the full arena, and you can then use the connection module like I've got right now to again initiate your next phase, like come into the middle. The problem is, and so far right now it's when he has gone left, is what the sequence is normally. You'll come in here, there's going to be one of the little, like, you know, Vex little pillars right here. You interact with that and it says tamper. When that happens, the boss is going to go to one of the two sides. Also, when that happens, you're going to have a Cyclops show up, so look for that one, but I'll point it out when we're in gameplay. And then, whichever side the boss is facing, that's the side that you need to go to, so you need to use the connection to build the platform. The big circular thing over there, you stand in the middle of that, and when that gets up to 100, the little tiny looking, like, Vex pyramid thing that floats in the air is supposed to be floating there, so you can initiate a damage phase. When he goes left, when I am in this state, every single time it has bugged, and it has not shown up. There's no pyramid over there to shoot, and we have tried building and changing all of these modules around. So if you get to this point, and hopefully this is something they fix, it's like they get to this point and for some reason there's not the little pyramid over here. It's going to be easy to spot when I show you in gameplay. If you get to this point and you're stuck, and also there are no enemies spawning as well, we all feel like it's bugged. So now I'm going to kill myself and hopefully show you a proper run through. But for now, just so you're aware of what the bug looks like. Maybe Bungie watches this, I don't know, but if you need to track it down, that's what seems to be happening. And we have used connection to build this one out here, try and build this one up here, try and build everything I possibly can related to this area. Doesn't seem to do anything to trigger it. So now I'm going to go jump in the Radiolaria and hopefully show you a real run. So see you on the other side. All right, hopefully now, after the joys of editing, we're going to hit the rally flag, and we're going to see if I can do enough damage. I did switch a little bit around, so I'm just going for recuperation on picking up orbs, but Red Death is still helping me anyway. I'm just trying to stay alive if I need to. I'm just trying to do more damage to the boss, so hopefully I can push him through the damage phase to do what I got to do. So, cross our fingers it works this time, and as soon as you pick up the rally flag and walk forward a little bit, he's going to spawn in. So that's going to be the first guy you're looking for. Is going to be the independent variable. So you're going to have ads spawning on the sides too, but looking for the Minotaur is kind of your important piece. He's annoying. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely going to be an annoying one. He will also teleport around. So just look for him to teleport, take him out, and he is going to drop your first connection. I covered the mechanics barely in like the bug section, but now I'm actually going to show you it for real. And notice how enemies are spawning. Enemies likely should be spawning, and when it bugs out, the enemies stop spawning. So there's a couple factors that seem to be happening. So as you can see in the top middle of the screen, I've got the Vex module connection. And what that's going to allow me to do, just like the other sections, is allow me to build a platform. First thing you want to do is build the middle platform. You're going to come out here, you're going to see this little spire. You're going to see tamper. When you interact with it, what that's going to do is get the boss to kind of move a little bit. You're also going to spawn a Cyclops, so you want to look for it. Cyclops, not always, but typically is going to be on the side the boss is facing. So you'll notice the boss is facing to the left over there. Cyclops is hanging out over here too. So just know that he's over there. So now that we've already tampered, we can remove this one and take it with us, because now we need to actually build our platform to go to the left. So we'll come over here and build this one. Now the room is not divided up at the moment, so you can still move freely. Later on when it gets divided, you have to use the portals. So at this point, you're going to get a few enemies to spawn in. Now if you do actually manage to make a tangle, that's always a nice little bonus. Not required, but it works pretty well here. When you stand on this, you're going to have 3 little pillars of everything coming in. Apparently I got some bonus ads. If you're worried about it, machine gun works great here. If you're trying to conserve ammo, that's an okay thing too. But honestly for me, Red Death works great. Keeps me alive. And it also shoots through the barrier pretty well, so everything dies pretty quick. And hey, if you get 2 in a row, you can kill them at the same time. When it gets to 100%, we're going to have our damage phase, but you get your choice when to initiate it. Yeah, see, this is the little pyramid we're looking for. When the red wet walls are up, that is not there. So we're going to go ahead and get full armor charge from our orbs. And then I'm going to try and get to a point where I can do some damage to this guy. Armor charges up. See how much damage I can get going. This doesn't feel like I'm going to be fast enough. Nope. So that's still about the same damage phase I always seem to get to. I'm, if nothing, if not consistent, right? Alright, so now we're going to get an independent variable to spawn in. Just know that he's going to be around. Wherever he ran off to is a good question. How far are you going to go, dude? He is halfway across the map. Well, just be aware that he teleports. He might also come back, so just know that you might be greeted quickly. I mean, a lot of ads is great for ammo, but yeah, he ran all the way across the map. That's just cute. So yeah, the quicker you kill him, the less you gotta chase him down. He's fun. Yeah, he also gets his shield back extremely quickly, so just be aware that that's gonna be a thing. Now, he will drop a connection for you. So right now I'm going to leave that platform built for the time being. I don't have to bring it with me yet. Alright, what do you think? You want to die now? How about now? There we go. Alright, so that should be our connection module. Go ahead and pick that one up. So now that we've got connection, once again, we've got to initiate the tamper. So watch your ad spawns. Okay, we're going to go ahead and tamper again. Grab our switch and look for your Colossus. Could be either side. Same side on this one. Cyclops, not Colossus. I've made that flub way too many times, so I apologize about that. Alright, boss is facing left again, so it really wants me to test the left side. Alright, so I have the connection this time, which is fine. I could probably put it, honestly, anywhere. Interesting test would actually be to see if putting it on that lower section gives me a better angle at the boss. I'll try it and see, just to experiment, because I haven't done as much on the left yet. The right side is how I finished it. The left side feels real bug to me. But I'm going to try and put my connection down here. Maybe that gives me a different, like, head glitch angle at the boss. Yeah, it might be some fun. Alright, so we're going to start the spawn of the enemies. We'll wait to see which direction they spawn in. The tangles are nice because they can blow up, like, a whole group when they spawn in. They all go down really quick, which is just great. But Red Death shooting through the shields is still, like, with anti-barriers, kind of just too easy. On normal difficulty, at least. I'm sure trying to solo this thing on expert might be really, really rough, and I don't even know if I'll get around to doing that, but I still want to show you guys how to get it. Alright, so I know we're going to get more ads to spawn, so clear those first. Now, I don't know if there's a benefit to breaking the damage phase earlier, but we're going to try this anyway. So this little pyramid's here this time. It should be here. It should always be here, but it's just not. Now we're going to try and go for some fun damage. Alright, so we're in the bottom phase of damage, which means I managed to push him, hopefully, to the middle. Now, these guys are going to be here, still no question about that. So, my big issue right now is the boss still wants to kill me, because he's free. But I've still got the independent variables to deal with because the boss is in the middle since I pushed him far enough into damage phase. So that was part of the issue. So I need to get this guy close enough to finish. Where'd he go? So having this one built down here is actually not a bad thing. Gives me some room to work with down here. These independent variables are kicking my butt though. But I have to kill these guys to be able to get the focus. Now, the independent variables, they spawn as soon as you get through that half health phase. If you get through half, and again, you can get them low enough, you can finish them. And then you can pick up a nice access module, but I gotta kill the other one first. Where'd he go? Why are you glowing? You're very glowy. He is finishable though, so I'll take that. Alright, so access module is here. I'm gonna grab the other access module just so I can get to the other side if I need to. Now is a good time if you can find some cover to kind of get your health up. Now you can see in the middle there's actually a damage module. So if you can get in 2 damage phases to this point, so his final quarter of health, you'll be able to finish this because you'll be able to get back to the middle and stay there and finish up your damage phase. Because now in the middle, as long as I can find me some cover, I should just have the normal adds and then the boss to work with. But just watch your angles in your cover, and the splash damage is a little crazy. I'm trying to clear out the adds first. I need to find his little damage node right here in the middle. And then at this point, we're just going to go for Radiant and go for bonus damage. So I should be able to just finish him right here and knock it out. Triple tap for the win. But I have seen it bug very consistently now. But that is kind of your goal of finishing it. And hey, a red border. Cool. So that's the general idea. You're going to take your connection. You're going to, whatever connection you've got, you're going to bring it here to the middle. You're going to build that middle platform. That's going to allow you to tamper. When that's done, you're going to see a Cyclops spawn. Look for the Cyclops, figure out which direction the boss is facing, take the connection from the middle and start building either on that platform or that one towards the boss. When the big platform shows up, stand in the middle of the red circle, let all the enemies spawn up. That should, in theory, spawn the little damage breakable pyramid, the Vex pyramid, and then that is when damage phase starts. If you can do it fast enough and get to that final quarter of health in 2 damage phases, hopefully you can bring him to the middle and not have the issue. But if he's gone left, that's where it's been kind of a mess for me. But that's kind of the rotation. Do the damage phases as quick as you can. And if you got a group, you can probably do it in... There's people probably doing this in like 1 phase or something. But if you're by yourself, trying to do it solo like that, machine guns really help. And the other piece of this is, for me, Sniper, putting in a lot of work for damage, rewind rounds, kinetic trimmers, and also the artifact mods. But if you got something good for DPS like, you know, this one for adds, and you're getting plenty of enough ammo, there's a lot of adds to kill in there, you could just use this for DPS and pair it with nice surge mods is going to help you out quite a bit. So I know that's a little hectic. It's not like how I wanted to show you how it would go, but I don't want to make the video ridiculously long showing you like the bugged section because the bug will already be there. But that's the idea. Whether you do 1 damage phase or 2 damage phases or 3 damage phases when it's normally working, connection in the middle, tamper, grab the connection, build toward the side, stand on the platform for the boss, kill all the enemies there, initiate the damage phase on the boss, do that damage. When the damage phase typically ends, or if you get through that middle half, then the 2 independent variables will spawn for the focus. Otherwise, it's 1 for more connection. If you just blow through a damage phase, you might get 3 independent variables, so just be aware. But if you do that, you're probably in a group. And from that point on, you should be able to go pick this one up, then go to Banshee, pick up your Catalyst, get that thing cooking, or get the quest going at least. But right now, it does seem the secret chests are also bugged, from what I've heard. So there's not a lot we can do right now. So hopefully this is a good way to get you guys started, give you a guide and a loadout. And if I can do this on my Hunter between Warlocks with Well and Titans with, you know, barricades and everything else, probably going to be manageable. Just use your loadouts accordingly, pay attention to surges, and also the Void threat. Triple Void or 2 Void and Concussive, depending on your stat setup. Not a bad thing to guard against. But now I gotta go edit this video, so thank you guys. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content from me. It's a nice free way to support the channel. Come find me on Twitch or Twitter hanging out. And if you guys do want to go the extra mile, of course, there's channel memberships or Patreon if you guys do want to support this and all the variety stuff I do, because I know variety takes a little while and it's a little bit for everybody. But thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.